Hi everybody, my name is Bree and this is the J. Lou and Bree channel. I just first want to say thank you all so much for subscribing to our channel, for watching our content, for supporting us, for sharing our content. Ah! So I'm just going to jump straight into this topic that's been on my heart and on my mind, and also in conversation amongst myself and friends. I want to talk about purpose. I know it's something that we often talk about. It stays on our minds. I am in my 30s, so that's something that we tend to think about. We think about it often, but especially like the older you get, and if you feel like I'm not pursuing that thing, that I want to be pursuing. So I want to talk to you guys about what I do that has been helpful for me in terms of just operating in purpose and feeling like I am doing something that I really want to be doing. I don't have everything figured out just yet. I haven't accomplished every single goal on the list, but I'm in the direction of that now, and I want to talk about it. So the first thing I would say is, number one, start with the small stuff. Oftentimes we're in our heads about these lofty goals and the big picture, right? So we may not take the time to look at and evaluate like our day-to-day life and what is it that you're doing on a daily basis that might help you either discover what you actually like, or it might help you transform an idea that you already have. Because some people, they know what they want to be doing, but they're like, okay, how do I get there? And then there are other people who are like, I have so much in me. I know I can work really hard, but I don't know what I should be doing. So either way, you still have to start with the small stuff and then allow that to open your mind and start generating ideas and new ways of thinking about discovering what your purpose is. So for example, as a photographer, I'm just going to use that example because that's what I do. So before I ever picked up a camera, I may have had the idea to take photos, right? But I could have let the fact that I didn't know how to use a camera yet stop me from actually taking photos. So it stopped me from actually doing something. But for you, whatever that thing is, it might just be like, or if you don't know, you have to do something. So I picked up a camera, I started taking photos, and then I learned how to use the camera. And then I learned okay, I want to develop my eye in this way. And I'm still learning different things. Even just, being in this for a few years, I'm still learning all the time. But I started. And I think that we have to start somewhere. We start with the small things. One day I want my work to be in an art gallery, or, I want it to be on display. But I didn't let the fact that I couldn't get there immediately stop me from doing. So I think, that's one side of the coin, that some people kind of need to take some time and take inventory and I can do something now. Or even if you have no idea on direction, all right, I can wake up every day and just think about the things I dream of, write it down, So, and then I want to get into kind of what that might look like in action, right? So the second thing I would say is develop a habit of doing the things that stay on your mind. So whether you know your purpose or not, your mind is constantly moving. There may be ideas that are always present, and then that you ignore because you don't know, okay, well, I can't do that yet. But I would say don't focus on, the end result, which is something that we all tend to do. We get excited about the end. Focus on, which I'm sure you've already heard before, the process. So maybe you've been saying to yourself, I'm going to do XYZ once I find out ABC. No, do XYZ now, and then figure out ABC. So get up, make up your bed. And then if there's something that you're always talking about doing, do it. Do it with no experience. Do it with no knowledge. do it, and then teach yourself more about it. Develop the skills. You know, you've got to do something, and then don't think that your idea is too small. You know, like you might have an idea I want to change the curtains in my room. It may feel like it's not related to your purpose, but changing your curtains in your room to another color or another vibe might give you a spark of inspiration to do something else. And it's like, you know what? I want to change around this whole room. And then all of a sudden you decide, I want to start dancing in my room. I really like the vibe in here. It's brought something else out of you. And that's just an extreme example or just a random example, but sometimes it really is random like that. Sometimes you don't know where doing one little thing is going to take you, and that's why it's so important to make the decision to do. Sometimes the thing that you may have wanted to pursue or that you were so sure of in your head may have just been a catalyst for something else. But again, if you don't ever get to doing the thing that was initially in your head, you wouldn't know where it's going to take you. So be excited about that journey. Be excited about that process, because you do not know what the end result will be always. You can have goals, you can have like benchmarks, but still, like, you may have decided, okay, I want to be a jazz singer. You start doing it and then you realize, no, I think I actually want to be an opera singer. But this jazz background gave me something a little different to add to the opera scene. You don't know. So you've got to do something. The last thing I wanted to share about this, just wrapping it up, is something that I identify with most. So I would say stop consuming so much information because you have enough. There are those of us who really enjoy taking it in, like processing information, reading books, those books that you've read, the courses that you've taken, all of the information that you've just gathered, but done nothing with. Now it's time to start converting that into something, converting that into actions. I've been guilty of this most of my life. Like, I'll research, and then it's like, okay, I still don't have enough to actually start. So sometimes doing that may cause you to feel this false sense of purpose. Like, I am operating in purpose somewhat because I am consuming information that is in the realm of what I'm actually interested in. So therefore, I'm doing something. It can be more of a way to hinder you than help you if that's all you do. I'm not saying don't challenge yourself to learn things about something that you're interested in, but don't let that be all that you do. Maybe write something down like, okay, once I read this book, I'm going to apply this knowledge to something. I read a book about fashion I'm just giving an example. Now I'm going to write the blog post. Now I'm going to make the video about it. Now I'm going to create a brochure or just anything, whatever, something so that you can get used to transferring that knowledge into an action. Yeah, so I just wanted to share just a few things that I use that have helped me and that still continue to help me. Some of this may have resonated with you. Some of it may not be relevant to you, but it might be relevant to someone you know. So share this information if you enjoyed it and you liked what I was talking about. Also, I've created a free checklist for helping you to kind of get out of your head and start getting forward motion. So I'll link that below and you can download it for free and just kind of use that as a guide to help you. And again, thank you guys so much for subscribing to our channel. If you like this kind of content, let me know and I'll do more of it.